because in the beginning, manifestation work, because it's this feeling of like, if I think about what I want, that's really painful because there's this idea that I can't ever have it. The reason we need to change our beliefs is because when we change what we expect from the world and when we change our relationship to ourselves, meaning we can like ourselves. When we do that, so we have different expectations from the world, then you can do the manifestation techniques that require you to put yourself in the future inside that desire in first person and, live from that state of mind. Like you're first person inside the fantasy, not watching a movie of it. That's what makes the difference. Then putting ourselves as if the wish has been fulfilled already and putting ourselves in that state that creates the manifestation to show up. When we do either of those, we are also working on the other. Working on our beliefs will help us visualize changing our future, will help us visualize being in that first person scene, and vice versa. Because when we put ourselves in that first person scene, we've stretched our brain, moved the bar, and it felt good, ideally. You really put yourself in those shoes, sitting in that spot. Now you're experiencing that relief. You're experiencing that, like, just that on a very physical level. When you get that relief, the idea moves out of your scope of experience. The idea of life isn't going to work. Things that you might say to yourself.
Can't do it. It's not going to work. I have to know what's going on all the time. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to try anything. I can't create because I'm too stressed out about the now.
Put yourself in the situation where you can decompress for a second and really visualize putting yourself in that future of having the thing. It's hard to put ourselves in that position and of having the thing. And when you've experienced a lot of trauma in your life, the manifestation work hurts too bad. It hurts too bad to desire because of this sort of like noise going on in your subconscious of, no, it's not going to work. Like coaching clients do not want to even touch it in the beginning, manifestation work, because it's this feeling of like, if I think about what I want, that's really painful because there's this idea that I can't ever have it. The manifestation work and the belief work are going to be sped up exponentially when you focus on self-appreciation and loving yourself. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to actually recall somebody who has loved you, who you've felt really supported and loved by. And I call that a love bath because it's like you just imagine them with you. And, maybe you have a scene from the past where you were with them on a vacation, or just remembering one small segment so that you can replay it over and over, like a 10-second thing that just makes you feel really loved. Felt like a different you around them. Maybe it's your grandma, and so you could say to yourself, well, I'm my grandma's granddaughter, and that identity is proof. In other words, what beliefs are you engendering when you're around your grandma? What does it feel like you can do now that you couldn't do before, or be now that you couldn't be before? Maybe when you are your grandma's granddaughter or grandson, you feel that some of your personality is accepted and it's fun to be that way. And you feel free to be that way. Well, what is that way? What is that thing? What is that part of your personality that relative is bringing out in you that's making it okay to be like? Or maybe they comfort you when you're sad. So it's okay to be sad. It's okay to have your emotions around that person. That's one of the most important things for self-empowerment, is to be able to have your emotions. The thing is, we don't need to qualify for love at the end of the day. We don't need to qualify to have a desire. This is why it's so important to do this other love practice. Who was some other person who loved you and made you feel like that you was loved? And then you can use that as proof that we can change. We can choose to be the one of us that has a belief system that supports us. So what about the part who doesn't feel that way? Because we don't want to deny any aspects of ourselves. But we also can't have the happiness we want if they are running the show. So what we need to do is find that other identity that was loved, and you can anchor yourself into that. I'm going to be that me and have those beliefs, and then help the other part of you. It's like you're fortifying yourself. You're anchoring yourself back into a part of your being that maybe is even pre-trauma. Maybe the way your grandma made you feel, for example, is more of like who you were before, let's say, a traumatic event happened or a series of traumatic events. And so it's not like you're becoming someone new. You're just anchoring into more of a free spirit, which is more of who you actually are before the negative beliefs and conclusions you came to as a result of conditioning and trauma. I hope this is making sense. If you're loving this video, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. See you in the next video. All right, stay magical.